ton of trouble is heading our way. This gas-guzzling chunk of Americana is homemade in China, where Yang Lunwei loves Hummers so much, he's built his own. It's so powerful, great to drive in the mountains, he tells me. It's like flying. All my friends want one. Yang's car is unique, but his driving ambition is shared by 1 billion Chinese. Together they could punch a Humvee-shaped hole in the environment. Because when it comes to carbon, China is still getting started. Though in the shadow of the smokestacks, they are beginning to harvest new sources of power.
China's ambition now is to become the world's first green superpower. And out here in the barren West, they have two great advantages: lots of sunshine and plenty of space. So is the globe's biggest polluter finally cleaning up its act?
At first glance, little seems to have changed in a city called Linfeng, once judged the dirtiest on the planet. Yet here you will find those paying a high price for even the modest carbon targets China has set. With a single stove and a solitary light bulb, this family has barely a carbon footprint between them. All lost their jobs when the local steel factory was forced to shut. So how difficult is life for you now the factories have closed?
I have a lot less money and I can't afford to buy the things I need. But at least now we have blue skies and not the black dust that used to get everywhere.
But the greening of red China will be slow. Former steel workers are far outnumbered by brash new consumers whose dream machines could well foreshadow a nightmare for the world. John Ray, ITV News, China.
Observation sites like this is where the raw data is collected. This is a Stevenson screen, and if I open it up, you can see inside there's several thermometers measuring the surface temperature. Now, there are about 5,000 of these around the globe that the Met Office collects and processes the data from. Now, the Met Office is making this data public because it's hoping to show that global warming is very real and it needs to be dealt with now. For more than 150 years, the Met Office has been monitoring the weather, one of 3 global weather centers that keeps track of the Earth's surface temperature. This week, it is throwing open the doors on its data, making public about half the records it has processed. Officials here insist that its numbers match similar but independent findings from NASA and the U.S.-based National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, that the Earth is getting hotter.
What I hope is that by releasing this data, we demonstrate from the scientific community and ourselves that the data is sound, it points to a changing climate, and therefore does not undermine the need for urgent action in terms of cutting emissions.
The Met Office says it will release the rest of the data once it gets permission from the 180 so countries where the observation sites are based. But will that transparency be enough to silence the skeptics? Atika Schubert, CNN, Exeter, England.